stream contains fast-flashing images that may affect viewers who are susceptible to photosensitive epilepsy or other photosensitivities. Viewer discretion is advised. Today, the stakes couldn't be higher. Masters Madrid is on the line. You win here, start packing, folks. Hello and welcome to Day 9 of VCT America's Kickoff, coming at you live from the Riot Games Arena in sunny Los Angeles, California. Of course, I'm Golden Boy here, currently yelling over some pictures of Sadak, looking awesome as always. And I am joined by an esteemed cast of characters here today. We are joined by Ender, we got Mimi, and we have Vanity joining the desk today. How you doing, man? Glad to have you here.
I'm good. How are you?
You know, just living life, having a good time, excited for the games. I mean, we got 2 excellent matches on the horizon. You excited?
Of course.
Okay.
Sadhek's Masterclass incoming.
Oh, okay, brother. Well, we're going to get to that in a little bit. We're going to get that in a little bit. He's jumping the gun. I love it, though. There's a lot to talk about here, but let's go ahead and dive into the play-ins because we had 3 teams that were fighting for that last slot in the playoff bracket. And thankfully, I happen to have 2 of the people who commentated the last game right next to me. And they did such a serious, good job while commentating that game.
Oh, did we now?
You were so serious.
I wasn't sure I was going to get invited back this week, I'll be honest. But, I mean, no, the games were really exciting right off the bat. Obviously, we had like the MRBR, and because they weren't able to come up with wins against Sentinels, it meant that this first map between G2 and Sen decided everything. And after that, we had the fun, we had the turtles, we had the frogs, we had all the good stuff.
A lot of silliness to be had, but it was an impressive run by Sentinels to make it this far. They've had to play so many games, so many matches to make it to this point, and also while they're doing so, they're debuting new stuff, new ideas, and I'm really excited to see what they can bring now in this final weekend.
It was so sick to see them switch over to this, you know, Gecko comp over on the Sunset when they were one of the teams that were first debuting a lot of the ideas with like Breach, Fade, Raze, all of those agents. So then coming in after playing more maps than everyone else combined and having a brand new look on a map like that was great.
Yeah. It's actually going to be quite exciting to see what they do. What did you make of them?
I mean, I think they look incredible. I think definitely the best Sen has looked since probably Iceland days, right? Like, I don't think they've ever looked this cohesive as a team. I think they have really good team play. Zalsis and Jonky 2 are doing a great job at like controlling the team. And I think Zekken just kills everything. So.
But what about the Shroud days? How do they stack up against that?
That's a fair point, actually. Oh, man. Well, listen, there's a lot to break down here, but let's for now take a look at our playoff bracket. Where are we currently? Because we already have a few of the teams across the different regions who are punching their ticket to Madrid. Now it's our turn. And it's going to be EG versus Loud, and then NRG versus Sentinels. I mean, again, we were just talking about the, what Sentinels and what we could be seeing with them, but take your pick, Mimi. Both of these games are incredible.
I mean, what's exciting is we already got all the upsets out of the way with the MEA, so
no
that
funnies.
means that now it's just serious matches for these final spots in Madrid.
Yeah, and of course, folks, we want you guys to join us there in Madrid. 8 teams, 4 leagues, and you. I love that. That's a good tagline. Way to go, marketing. In any case, so grab out your phone right now, scan the darn thing, get yourself a ticket. If you're out in Europe or maybe you're back home here in the United States, we want to see you there in Madrid, cheering on your favorite teams, whether it's EMEA, Americas, Pacific, China, doesn't matter. We want you to join us. Make sure you get out there and do that. We'll have that pop up throughout the show as well so that you can join us in Madrid. But for now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, Mimi and Ender are going to sell us something that they've actually cooked up in the Spark Tank. That's right. It's back, baby. And we'll see you on the other side.
Is that going to be enough? They know where Ned is. He's dropped him. Another claw!
Acaba caindo cedo, mas o Cauã avançou em elevador. Cauãzinho!
Welcome back to VCT America's Kickoff. Joining us now, the global head of VALORANT Esports is Leo Faria here today. Leo, how you doing, man?
Doing great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to have you here. It's been a great start to the season, and also we had some big news, capsules dropping for all the teams. What's the reception been like, and also for you guys behind the scenes?
It's been the best. Look, we've been dreaming to do this for a very long time, and it's finally live. We're giving fans the opportunity to support their teams and support their favorite pros. And the reception has been amazing. Some of these teams have already beat their minimum guarantee for the entire year.
Really?
In 2 weeks. So,
wow.
Very excited.
Okay, I mean, that's definitely new info. I just wanted, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least make an attempt, a try. Who's number one? What's the best skin?
You know, I can't play favorites.
Oh, come on, man. You know this
But
guy.
I'll tell you this. We are going to release rankings for all of the leagues very soon. So
okay.
Should spark some fun competition.
Oh, yeah. And if there's one thing we know that the internet will do is totally have a good time with this. Hey, I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait to see that. So you guys heard it here first. You're going to get maybe some rankings down the line so you could see like where your favorite team stands. It's going to be awesome. But Leo, I am so glad you're here because, you know, Mimi and Ender, they've been cooking up an idea. And I'll be honest with you, the last time Dave did this, it didn't really fare that well. So why don't you go ahead and join me? We're going to need some more sparks. Let's go in for some spark tanks, shall we?
That is a turtle. Now look at Ned. Yow. Look at that. The zoom in. Well, Trent is coming in here to trade on the fight and gets that one. John QT from above comes down. That's a frog with a little hat on top.
Oh, look at this little guy.
It's another frog. Time. Sideshow. My king.
It's just a cup.
Yes.
The real star of the show tonight.
He's wrapped around both sides and blown to pieces.
You guys stop chanting. This is your fault.
Yes, the turtle.
Turtle.
Salutations, Sparks.
Salutations.
Salutations. You love games and you love team capsules. Am I right? Yeah. You just witnessed the greatest match of all time. Get ready for the greatest capsule of all time.
It's going to be great. If you guys love capsules, you also love another thing. Little guys. Are you familiar with them? Look at these fellas. Here.
Quite, yeah.
Take one. Little penguin.
What does this have to do with the capsule?
Little bear. We'll get there.
Okay.
We love animals,
bunny.
GB. That's the important thing. You just saw it.
Okay.
And, well, I want to open up some ideas for our very own team capsule here, right? And everyone, you got to start with a little buddy. You got your little buddy.
Everyone
now let's see it. And if you like animals in real life, let's check them out in game. That's right. We have the Sideshow My King Buddy.
I thought we said we were doing another one about animals.
He's no, because it's like, because it's from the cup thing.
No, but that doesn't look like.
No, it's a man. It's a man. It's Sideshow.
Question. Don't get me wrong. I am all about this because, I mean, look how ridiculous
There's
he looks.
much better parts.
Is this a cup or a man? Please settle the debate for us.
Cup
or man?
It's a cup.
Well,
that's Sideshow.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta see that.
Okay. Well, I think this is an egg. So that's a food object.
Well, what comes from the egg? A chicken.
That's fair.
There you go. It's an animal.
And when it hatches into a man, it becomes your little buddy. We've seen increases in joy on players when they have a friend by their side by up to 50%. It's a beautiful thing. But trust me, there's more than just a buddy. We have a lot left to show you.
We absolutely do. You want more. Is that right? And you know what? The crowd wanted more last week as well. And that's where we're bringing the OT chant. The fans couldn't get enough, and you're not going to get enough of this sick new spray we've got to reveal here today.
I gotta say, that actually is kind of. I'm on board with this one.
It gets you in the right headspace, the right energy. When you have time, what do you want more than time?
What do you want? More money?
Overtime.
Okay, never mind.
And therefore, the spray.
Overtime's money
for that reason.
Sure.
It absolutely is. This is a spray that you can have in your own game. It's a beautiful thing. I want you guys, though, Sparks, to get in the energy. Can we get a chant from the three of you?
Well, like
ready.
OT. OT, OT, OT. Oh, I want to hear you, Vanity.
OT. I mean, I get it. I'm definitely into it.
I'm feeling.
Is this a spray you would use in your game?
I think so.
Okay. I mean,
But wait, there's even more than that.
There's more.
Probably quit while you're ahead,
animals.
honestly.
We said little guys, and there's a lot more where that came from.
Sure.
Introducing our all-new player card.
What do we got here?
Is that a?
We got a frog.
You guys like frogs?
Is that a train? What is? What?
It's a frog, but wait, with a little hat on top.
On his head.
He's a little cipher hat.
You just take the frog from and then just copy and paste it.
It's amazing because we already know that people like frogs and they love the frog from Split, but now it has a hat on its head that is small. And
how much smaller, Mimi?
I mean, it's already 39% smaller than previous hats on his head. And market research has shown that the younger demographic, which our average viewer, age 14 to 72, has shown to absolutely adore when the frog has a certain type of hat on its head, and therefore wants to represent it in game.
That's quite the range. 18 to 72.
14 to 72.
14 to, I mean, you're
approximately.
Basically, at this point, the market's yours. You know. Okay. I mean, wow. Sure,
Is
but
this something you would rock?
That's everything you need, right?
no. No.
What?
Where's the turtle?
The
turtle?
Where is the turtle?
Come on, man.
Where's the turtle?
The turtle?
The turtle. Where's the turtle?
Okay, we can give him the turtle.
Give him
God, the fans were yelling about it all game.
This is what people have been waiting for. That's
That
a
is
turtle
nice.
classic.
It's a turtle.
That needs to be in the game.
You know what's crazy is that it's supposed to be a joke, but I want it in the game now.
Not that bad.
It's supposed to be a joke.
I mean, look.
Do you know how much work I put into this?
Mimi, you have a security tag on your left sleeve. Where'd you get this jacket from?
I'm making it from this. I rented this jacket, okay?
Rented from where? Thieves are us.
It's a business. It has nothing to do with security.
Mimi, you're making a fool of yourself.
Well, please bring us back to business.
Sparks, we would like you to invest $1 million for 1% stake in our capsule. We're calling it the Little Guy Capsule.
No, we're not. we decided to call it the greatest match of all time.
The greatest match of all time capsule.
It's not even a line on the name of the capsule. Okay.
It can be whatever you want it to be.
Sparks, are you in?
Do it for the turtle.
Leo, would you like to go first?
Look, I'll tell you this. I think this idea is fantastic. I think players are going to love it.
Go on, Mark Cuban.
I think you two are great together. I think this team is amazing. I think this has the chance and the potential to be the best-selling bundle of all time in VALORANT. I do think, though, your valuation is a little bit high.
I'm willing to take $1 for 100% of the stake in this bundle.
That's mathematically doesn't.
Unless you have a better offer, Sharks. But you have to keep in mind that Leo here has the ability to actually produce.
I want to hear, Vanity, do you have a better offer?
I'll double it. $2 for 100%.
How about this? Counter proposal. Guys, come here. How about we just all go in? All right.
I have a way to sweeten the deal.
Sweeten the deal. Sweeten the deal.
I will do this. We're going to do $2 for 100% of the idea, plus to compensate you for all the work.
Yeah.
I'll give you access to the writer's room where we write the script for the season, and you get to choose who goes to Madrid today.
I think that would be very agreeable.
I think that would be agreeable.
We have a deal. All right, let's go.
Good job.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, folks. We got ourselves a deal. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we got EG and Loud. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and listen to the comms of our defending champs in this open mic. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Will not be found. We're tied at 10.
I'll see. Careful.
Up, y'all.
I'm sticking it, guys. I'm sticking it.
Off. I'm holding this.
Two here.
Heard.
Vandal in. Shit.
Holding this jet.
Hand up.
Hand up.
Yeah.
Do the molly.
Anything out there or no?
What's him off?
He's joining mid right now. I'm breaking that.
Holding left with you.
Putting it down here, sorry.
Save toxin. We're gonna.
He just fucking dashed
He
away.
dashed.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he's top side. Top side.
Top side? Okay.
Oh, he got hit.
What was that? Yeah.
Okay,
just wait.
Can you follow?
We can wingman yellow here. Okay. Can we do the split with all? Yeah.
Or do you want to go back in?
It's a retake A, probably.
Okay.
It's a retake A? Then we won't do it. I'm gonna flash for orange and then we're gonna leave, okay, Derek?
Roger.
You're on site. Do it now. Leave jaw.
Get bomb.
1B. 2B.
Off for the molly.
Okay, careful one mid.
Guys,
then.
I'm giving the right side. Or I'm giving.
Walked up A dead.
Which one?
Molly your B.
Yeah. You can rotate, Jonah.
Shooting my molly.
They cleared tight.
Ult.
Backside ult.
I have dart to confirm, Jake. If
I'm
you want to
ulting
win.
it.
Ult now, ult now.
Bottom sight. He has to swing forward.
Fight orange, Jake. Fight orange. I think there's one lurking mid. I think the Viper's mid.
Viper.
Viper mid, yep. Someone was A, fought. What is that ult? Oh, he's kitchen.
You can't plant. Or can you?
He's stick,
I
he's
think
stick. Plan for mid, you can cover you.
Plant it for mid.
Don't let him come up yet. You got 4 more seconds.
They're far from Nick. He's gonna
One
live.
more mid, one more
Maybe 3,
mid.
guys.
Default. You stuck default.
Detain default.
Under tube. Under tube. Viper.
I can jump on default. Fighting default. Holding mid right now.
Under maybe.
The Viper side of the play. It's not planted for him.
I'll drop.
It's plan for him.
Under.
Go top sight, Jonah. Go top sight.
Wait,
Hold on,
wait.
boys.
Yo, off down mid. Off down mid.
Go get the off, guys.
I think on the side of G2 as well, you see, because of how they've managed their finances, Leaf is able to carry an op and Blades into the last.
3,
Touch again.
2, 1, go wide, Nick.
I'm spawning 2. Net fought.
Where? Third.
Let's watch, let's watch.
Off
Same
it.
2. I'm sticking A.
He's gonna refight maybe. Get ready.
Go to the protocol. I'm sticking A, guys.
Okay.
Follow, pin up.
Better.
I'm peeking.
Falling it.
Go. I knifed yellow as well. Get ready. Not hit. Not there.
Everything
Not
drop.
Nothing here.
Jota, we're gonna go back to A. We're gonna give you all 410.
Okay.
I have knives for you.
And again, Paul, when you can.
Yep. Pin again.
Bro, I think 410 ultra. I'm doing 5
Drop
souls.
in 2,
Doing
drop
5
in
souls.
Okay, do the
410
5 sold. Yeah,
Careful,
sure. Waiting on orb, and then we can cross.
Warping when I can. Hold up. Warping.
30
Speed
seconds,
up, guys.
guys.
Speed up.
Go.
Do it now, Vince.
Take Raptors, guys. Take Raptors.
Someone
Good
jump up there.
I'm entering with you guys.
I will Joe in.
Give
I
it up.
have no use anymore.
Heard.
Go. Someone go top tight. I'm gonna plan for top tight.
Go. I'm flashing. Get in there, Vince. Right
Go.
I'm entering.
Pop. All right, they're in. Can we flood?
Ready? He's backside. Hell.
Maybe Rafter. Ring 4. Wall up.
He's 1 HP. I can't wall.
Deadlock ult.
Chill.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Go after deadlock ult. Come screen. Wait.
I have full gas.
I get 1 kill.
Careful flank right now. I mollied spawn.
Hold my Raptors, guys. Hold my Raptors.
I don't have your Raptor. I'm watching flank right now.
Jaw has it.
Set up for 1 kill.
I think
Take Jet.
That's 1 HP.
At the fall off, he hit me.
Jet.
Your vote.
One more backside.
Can't hold your back. He's mid-sight.
Come to me, Mike. Time.
Go together.
3, 2, 1.
You bounce it off 410.
Missed.
I'm throwing at you.
Nice spot.
1 bullet. Welcome back, everyone, and we just got sold a pretty decent skin bundle, I would say. So that's just a me thing. But listen,
and we got to see the script.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. That's true. But guys, time for serious analysis. Okay, let's get serious. Talk about this game. But to be fair, though, this game's hype as hell, and I think a lot of people are stoked about this because you're not just getting to see the 2022 champions. You're seeing, the 2023 champions as well. You're getting Loud versus Evil Geniuses squaring off against one another. And now, granted, you do have a lot of differences between these two teams from their previous iterations, but there are still some elements that are the same. And if anything, Mimi, I would go as far as to say that I feel like both of these teams are kind of had like a similar journey up until this point of needing to reshuffle their team around, figure things out, and they find themselves in, again, very similar situation.
I feel like what's interesting is that no one thought there was a need for either, but they had the situation where they have to make changes. I think the real similarity between these teams is in restructuring since those heights as champions last year, be it in Americas or at Champions itself, is that both these teams are really bought in to someone's system. For Loud, it's Sadak as this IGL, his innovative comps that he's always running, this system that seemingly no matter who else is on the Loud roster, they're still finding success, versus an EG that is so heavily bought into Potter's system of also these interesting comps, these interesting ideas. It is two teams with very unique but different styles of play, but they're so dedicated to these ideas that it really works.
And you see those ideas carry over, whether it's EG keeping one player to the roster or it's Loud only losing one player to the roster.
The identity is still there.
Yeah, except Osbos, to be fair, is worth like 4.5 players, so it does even out in that regard.
But their change to, and we'll talk more about them later, but their change was really to just readjust the squad rather than try and replace a piece.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but it's also just changed their entire style dynamic as well as a team, because you lose a guy like Osbos and all of a sudden now you're playing these ballistic comps. We're talking double smokes and triple flashes on every map. Sadak's come on our show as well and talked about how he just does not
Give me all the flashes was literally what he said.
Yes, it's like, but the way they play is so unique and so effective because what it allows them to do is allows them to fight on like 3 or 4 fronts at a single time. When you have those many flashes and you have the long range of a breach stun to be able to support, even your Viper and your Omen or Brimstone can get very aggressive.
Yeah. I think something that they do really well compared to a lot of teams is playing into like their set win conditions at a very high level. I think they're probably the best team in America, maybe the world, at playing into like their win con.
Loud or EG?
Loud, sorry. I think that they do a very good job at like leaning into what they're good at. Like,
and what would be that if you had to kind of real quick just break it down? What is that win condition with these compositions?
And I think the biggest thing that I'm impressed with Loud is they didn't try to replace Osboss.
Yeah.
They just got someone else and they let QCK be good at what QCK is good at, right? And it looks like he's very comfortable on the Phoenix, the Raze so far. I haven't seen him on Jet, I don't believe, but he looks very comfortable on the entry agents where he just has a flash, gets to run it down with all the util, and they're doing a great job at setting him up. And then Les kills 35 people a map, so what else can you ask for?
Yeah, it sounds like a winning combo.
Yeah, and I think what makes it so interesting is that they aren't trying to replace Osboss. They know that no one can really be that same guy one-to-one. Instead, they're rebuilding a style that really relies on QCK's flexibility instead. And I think that's really shown with these comps they're picking into. Like you were mentioning, Christy, triple flashes, no dive on 2 maps now.
And that's the biggest thing, right, is 99 out of 100 teams in VALORANT will play a dive agent. Jet, Neon, Yoru, Raze, they'll play it on every single map because you pair some kind of mobility with some sort of like initiator utility, a stun or a flash.
That's the
most broken combo in VALORANT. That's what, you know, way back in the day was getting pioneered.
The flash and dash.
Yeah, Vision Strikers, like all the way back then. But they play without that. And the way it changes is it's a much, I don't want to say a slower style of game, but in a way it is because they're fighting for smaller pieces of space, I feel like, with those flashes, and oftentimes supporting themselves to take those fights, right? With the more selfish flash for right-click KO or a Phoenix going around a wall. They're much more self-centered in those ideas, but it allows them, again, to fight in multiple different avenues and overwhelm the team they're playing versus.
Yeah, there is so much to, like, analyze, too, about the way that Loud, you know, because I think we're just going to continue to learn more about this team, right? They haven't really shown that much, and what they have shown has been very compelling. And on the opposite side of that, you know, kind of, well, the guy who's been the holding the shield for EG now is yet to be released from prison. You got Jogamo, who has genuinely, I think, found a new voice in this team that wasn't there previously.
And if Loud hates Sentinels, EG loves Sentinels. They're putting Jaw on them.
Again, not the team.
Not the team.
The agent. Vanny, I want to get your thoughts on this, because you're the only other team I've ever seen experiment with Deadlock during the offseason. These guys have pulled up with it on Icebox, and I was pretty impressed, at least.
I think Icebox is definitely Deadlock's strongest map, at least from the current rotation. I think it kind of leans into because I think you don't really need a duelist on this map. And even if you have it, the Deadlock punishes it really hard because it's really hard to break the trips, especially if you've never played against it. I think they had a lot of interesting combos with the Deadlock Gravnet and the Mosh. It's something that I saw them dive into a lot, and I think they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, one thing I also really liked is how mobile Jojimo is on defense. He's picking up those sonic sensors, putting them back down on another piece of the map. He's really proactive as a player on defense with how he's using his util for the team. And on the attacking side, I think Potter was saying this in an interview, that no matter what agent he's on, it's kind of like he's playing a dive agent. Like, he can just be running in with Deadlock, entering a site, and still find success with it. He just has such a unique style that fits this team perfectly.
To be fair, the ropes give you some kind of element of dive on its own in that regard. But I do think that it's important that, especially on defense, they are able to still fight very aggressively. Like, they were showing, like, belt pushes with the Deadlock fighting forward in that space. They were usually putting very forward sensors as well from the Deadlock in B main and then rotating out to put the delayed wall into mid. So the way they were playing still showed a lot of forward pressure, which is always the pitfall when you play these multi-Sentinels comps. A lot of teams like to chill out and play too far back on site, and it gives over a ton of free space. EG never allowed that.
But what is interesting about both these teams is neither have played a lot of maps. They haven't had to show a lot. So there's still a lot of questions of whether these interesting comps will continue on other maps or if they have something completely else cooked up. It makes this map, I think, for both squads a very tough one to prep for, really.
Well, I'm so glad you talk about the prep and the work, because that obviously goes into the IGL, right? The coaches and these guys that needed to make these plans happen. And thankfully, we happen to have an IGL here on the desk. So look at that. Convenience. Let's talk about Sadak, man. I think a lot of people will rightfully say, and I think it goes without saying, best in the world in that role, but someone in that role doing it right now. How is it? How do you find inspiration in the way that a player like Sadak would approach a game or use it for your own team?
I I think he's probably the most inspirational IGL in VALORANT. I think he's had the best results over the entire course of the game. I think maybe Boaster's close.
Hard to argue with it,
but I think SouthHawk has champion Swan, so I think that slightly edges him above Boaster. But I think what he's been able to do with so many different players, so many different teams, he just they always look really good and they play like their own style. And I think it's something that a lot of teams are starting to lean into more nowadays, especially even EG does it, right? You guys were just touching on the Sentinel comp where they're playing aggressive. I think they're leaning into their players' strengths versus the agent strength, which I think is something that SouthHawk is very good at.
And talk about leaning into player strengths. That's exactly what they've done, picking up Quick into this roster. SouthHawk, in an interview, mentioned that the reason that they called Quick up to play was because of his flexibility. They didn't need a player who was exactly Osboss one-to-one. They wanted a guy who could fit into this system and let them play any comp. For me, this is the year where SouthHawk is unshackled. Previously, you have a lot of coaches that are big voices in the team.
And it's a very mature way to approach it, too. I think a lot of people would look to just slot the player in that they lost with a very similar, like-minded player. Not SouthHawk, which goes a long way for him.
What I wonder is, did he want to play these types of comps in the past, too, right?
Because Loud, he did.
Yeah, because Loud were the first team to really be playing the double smokes on every map, the Harbor Viper, all that stuff. And now they're still playing those double smokes every map, but it is with the 3 flashes behind it. And that is just a crazy, crazy combination, supporting all of his players who, again, even when they were playing comps with a Sentinel in it, you'd still see a guy like Les getting super active on those roles. Now it makes even more sense to do that.
And beyond just the comps community, what have you thought about Quick's debut as just an individual player? Because it seems like he's really leveled up since his time on Furia.
I definitely think he's impressed a lot of people. I think it was kind of a big question mark for most people, right? You're taking a Sentinel main, putting him on Duelist, presumably, because they didn't really have another Duelist player. And, I mean, it's paid off. He's played really well. It's super impressive, to be honest, to be able to learn a new role this fast.
Yeah, it's been awesome to see him, from last year, where I think a lot of people were questioning what his value was going to be, to this year, now feeling like an instrumental part of this Loud lineup, which makes it even more exciting when we finally get into the action. But the good news is that we do have our map select ready to go. So let's go ahead and find out where we're headed.
Hey guys, welcome to Map Pick Ban. After a coin flip, it was determined that Loud is going to be Team A and EG is going to be Team B. Loud, you have the first map ban.
Breeze.
Loud bans Breeze. EG, your ban.
We'll ban Bind, please.
EG bans Bind. Loud, your map pick.
Ascent.
Loud picks Ascent. EG, you get the pick side.
Defense, please.
EG picks Defense. And your map pick, EG.
We will pick Icebox.
EG picks Icebox. And your side, Loud.
Attack.
Loud picks Attack. And your map ban, Loud.
Lotus.
Loud bans Lotus. EG, your map ban.
We'll ban Split, please.
EG bans Splits, so the default map is going to be Sunset, and Loud, you get to pick side.
Defense.
Loud picks Defense. Okay, awesome. Good luck, have fun, guys.
Look, have fun.
All right, well, there you see the maps. We got Ascent, we got Icebox. So, Mimi, what'd you make of this?
I'm really excited for these first 2 maps in the pool because I think they highlight the way both of these teams have been coming up with creative ideas during the offseason. We were already talking earlier about that triple flash comp on Ascent for Loud. We haven't seen EG play Ascent yet this season, and with that VOD now out there, I'm really interested to see what they've cooked up to counter it. And it's basically the opposite in Map 2, where we've seen EG's interesting comp, and we don't know how Loud's going to play into it.
And that's the thing, is both teams are going to have to show adaptation as well coming into this game. And I think, at least from what I saw from EG, I feel like there's a lot more wiggle room in how they played Icebox. A lot of their attacking opens was a 3-1-1 setup with heavy prio on B main control. I'm sure they have ideas that fish much more heavily into both mid and A. And defensively as well, that's where they showed a lot of aggressive looks. But I think there's so much flexibility given the setup. We never saw a deadlock setup towards the A side of the map. It was deadlock B every single time. And now they're going to be able to fish into some other ideas.
What about for you, Vanity? What do you make of this?
I mean, I think the main thing I want to see from EG, I think I want to see a team pull out Cypher into the Loud comp on Ascent, because I think that the no dive, the Cypher should have a field day. Assuming they are well prepared, I think they'll have a really good showing. Okay, so you feel pretty. So do you feel good about EG in this situation or Loud? If they pull out Cypher, maybe EG, but it's hard to bet against Loud, you know.
Okay.
It's hard to bet against Loud, and I won't. I have to predict Loud to win this. But if there was a team to have a great anti-strat and pull off an upset, it would be EG and Potter.
Yeah, I believe it. I think on Ascent, you need to get active. So I like the Cypher on your weaker side of the map, but you need to fight loud before they're execing into you, because they will overwhelm you, and you're never getting back in. They dominate any sort of retake protocol. You need to get in front of them.
Well, folks, this is it. 4 teams are fighting for a trip to Madrid. Loud versus Evil Geniuses, NRG versus Sentinels. Day 9 of VCT America's Kickoff starts right now.
Is that going to be enough? They know where Ned is. He's dropped him. Another clip.
Acaba caindo cedo. Mas o Cauã avançou elevador. Cauã!
Playoffs, everybody. Now it's EG versus Loud. The winners qualify for Masters Madrid.
They're in a blender. The Red Bull clutch for EG as they're headed to playoffs.
For us to be in playoffs feels really, really good, but let's just show that we can qualify.
Independente de quem, vamos preparar da mesma forma e sempre focado em vencer e não pensando em possíveis vagas e tudo mais.
Loud, they're very innovative, they do crazy things, they have a great IGL. I think Sadak is one of the best IGLs in the world.
Vai Sadak, é nessa mesmo, vai, é na tua, Manito, vamos ver, ele pode brilhar, vem o primeiro, tem mais vai Sadak!
It's going to be a fun match no matter what.
Diretamente da Riot Games Arena, recebam o primeiro semifinalista que vem renovado e criando o seu próprio meta. Faz barulho pra Loud!
Let's bring out their opponents. Make some noise for your 2023 World Champions, Evil Geniuses!
Despite the fact that both of these teams on stage, organizations, have world championship gold hoisted over their head, these are 2 completely different rosters coming in with a point to prove. And make sure, if you guys are out there, you're supporting your favorite team, get those capsules. They're available in-game right now, so go nuts. But let's go ahead and talk about this matchup because, yeah, you have 2 teams that are coming into this with a ton to prove. This is it. Last stop, or rather, next stop is Madrid.
This Loud, reinventing themselves for this season, is the clear favorite in this matchup. But EG is the biggest question mark you could possibly have. They've only played 2 maps. They only had to play 1 match. And this is the team known for innovating. These are the 2 innovators on the stage right now. And I really think this game can be won or lost in what the coaches, what the leaders have prepped ahead of time to counter their opponents' off-kilter comps.
Exactly. I mean, 2 completely different reads on the meta between these 2 teams. But for Evil Geniuses, a team that splintered after winning that championship, this is now a chance for 1 player and 1 coach to return to the international stage. There'll be a chance for a couple of those other players, but for the 2 that stuck around, to be able to get that done here with the BO3 would be huge for Potter and Jaw.
I love that it's a new team and Potter still has the individual daps for every member of her team.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Oh, man, Vanity, my friend.
what are you seeing here? What are you feeling right now?
I saw an interesting agent.
Oh, yeah?
Wait to see it, but I think I saw it on Jawjimo's screen. Could be wrong.
Oh, boy, yeah. Well, I mean, leave it up to the boy to go ahead and bust out some wild stuff.
What do you want to see them play into this comp? You're mentioning the Cypher earlier. Do you just switch out the KJ?
I think just swapping the Cypher for Killjoy would be a really... Like, in theory, that should play really well into the Phoenix comp, the Phoenix Breach comp, because they don't have a lot to deal with the trips. And all of the new Cypher trips on this map are very difficult to deal with without a Sova, and they also do not play a Sova.
How do you deal with this comp when you're on the attack, though?
It's hard. I think you need to fight into them. I think a lot of teams, because of the limited footage, don't have the ability to fight into the comps, and I think are into Loud very well, and they let them play the set retakes.
Yeah, they also abuse you if you have poor protocols, right? Because they constantly want to be using their flashes to fight into you. So if you don't have anti-flash, right? If you're not buddying up to be able to counter that out, you are just going to get destroyed.
They are running back the comp. Loud sticking to that Phoenix idea. The real question is, what is EG picking? Is it just a one-for-one substitution? Or I think there is also an option. You say kind of setting them off kilter. If they play something similar into the Loud comp, like some kind of multi-flash variant of their own, I think that could be sick as well.
Yeah, I think the main idea is because Loud in almost all of their attack setups want to split into the side against you to compensate for the fact they have no dive. You don't want to be stuck in one singular choke that you have to walk out from. Is EG need to attack into one of those two lanes. If you dominate mid control, for example, if you can get past the enemy Viper wall, the Omen smokes they put in mid, you're going to be able to severely limit what EG's comp should, in theory, be able to do.
Oof. Well, we did get a few interesting lock-ins, though. Cypher is coming in here, so we are getting the Cypher for EG, which is what you wanted to see happen. And that's and like for those who probably weren't coming into this, what should people be expecting from that Cypher in relation to this composition?
I think the main thing that Cypher does a great job at on this map, especially against a team with no dive, they also have no Sova. They can't deal with the trips. There's so many like unbreakable trips you can place throughout the map that the attacking team just can't deal with unless you hit a KO knife on him.
Yeah, I think your only options are KO knife and ult round, although if KO ever has ult, Cypher will just play off of the site where his trips are set up. One thing you do actually have is the Breach Blast, which can be pretty effective. We've seen that on Sunset especially for denying some of those untouchable, trips right against the wall. So maybe there's some options if they can figure out where those trips are being consistently placed to be able to blast them.
On this attacking side for EG, I'm really interested to see, like you were mentioning, how they're going to be dealing with those retakes. Loud's floods are really tough to contend with. I think similar to their defense, they have to be trying to get ahead, find these picks early. If you allow on either side of the map Loud to set up for one of their set takes or retakes, you just get ran over. This game is going to come down to the prep from EG.
Well, we're down and we are ready to go. This is it, folks. Our first map's about to be underway, so let's go ahead and make some big noise for your casters. It's Vansili and Riv.
A very exciting game is upon us here, Riv, because EG versus Loud. It's a great series to see who's going to make it to Madrid, but at the desk, Mimi was talking about it. What type of preparation EG is going to bring to the table right now? Because when I looked at the vetoes and I saw Ascent, I was like, this is amazing. They're probably going to anti-strat Loud. They're going to come up with a new comp, but you're playing a very defaulty, similar comp, some honest Valorant from EG, so I want to know what they're working on.
It is. How much have they cooked? Again, going back to Ascent, where Loud continues to use this comp that almost seems universal across their maps with one or two changes in it, and still can be used effectively against teams. So EG's had a lot to look at against this comp, just not across a lot of maps, I'd say. What can they do? What homework has EG cooked up? The wall goes out normal for a mid push to pressure there, and EG will actually present themselves in mid to start this off. And I think that's one thing EG has to do is set the pace against Loud. Push out, get in Loud's face, and don't let Sadak start to run the map.
Yeah. Wanting to fight right away, something that Ender has mentioned on this too, and you saw the first position, first contact towards A main, and there was that pivot towards this lane if it was needed, towards the B link. Jawjimo in this jet roll, positioned right by the Kench bench, but now Superman has that contact against Sadak.
Much slower first round than we're usually seeing. Teams have been rushing up Cat, they've been pressuring towards A main a little bit, and Superman not knowing there was already a push-off.
And that's how you fight back. But turns around, instantly traded by nature. That now activates Loud to try to move in the B side. All denied by the crossfire setup of EG. And EG starts off very well with this pistol round.
Superman and Jawjimo setting up a push in mid. No idea that was happening. Loud tries to creep through, doesn't work. A good read by Evil Geniuses that Loud would take that slow and look for the outside extremity lurks. Big push by EG in mid. And Loud's going to remember that. This mid wall here will continue to keep that pressure. We'll see if Les tries to tinker with it a little bit and give EG something to think about as these rounds go on. Loud's composition is very strong at flooding A. It'll be interesting to see if EG wants to stay in sight, try to stave off this attack of a Phoenix Molly, an aftershock from Kalinzine, Sadok's knife. It was very hard for Sentinels to do that. Superman starts off though, takes that Molly out right away.
You even see the outlaw coming out of Jogimo. So you're seeing the positioning is quite different from EG as well. Out in the open, forced open, a little bit more forward to avoid the utility being thrown out from Loud. And that's some tells at least from how EG is going to be positioned here, as Loud will continue to lose a couple of players, but build this economy for their gun round in round number 3.
Taking space wherever they can. Mid round for round 1 for EG. And look at APOC was all the way out by that little outhouse, and now he goes back in. So figuring that they have to reset. EG playing it smart here to not lose any numbers, because they know Tui's and Kaozin can do some damage here. So just waiting this last round out. EG getting the first few rounds is going to feel good. Flexing over into the bonus is really what we're going to have to watch here for, because I think Kalinzine and or rather Sadok and the rest of the team are going to put a lot into this first buy round.
You're looking for active information. Again, forward position, this on the camera, spotting one of them. Well, you do have Tui's lurked up all in the middle. Derek was waiting very passively towards the spawn and is still watching it. So EG's making sure they're not getting backstabbed for now. We finally squeaked through. Derek finally senses it, turns around, still loses that fight against the Ghost. But APOC is going to slow things down. There's only 10 seconds left. Tui's with no HP, drop down, and EG, they score a pretty decent second round here.
Interesting to see getting that 300 to everybody from the plant was so important there. If they could just get into sight and get the plant down, they would have been pretty much fine with that. The win, obviously, would have been a huge boon, but a good hold by EG, not letting any of that happen. Staying very far back on defense, giving that respect required for Loud. So we get to our first purchase round here. Is Loud going to go for that shark attack on A? Where we're just talking about the site is flooded with util. It's nearly impossible to stay in it, especially with the low buy EG may have. They stay in the same defensive spots though here to anchor A with 3 players, knowing this is what Loud likes to run. So we're going to try to meet it head on right off the bat here on this bonus round.
Tight angle being held on the A site. The pivot from Loud towards B. Recon dart avoided by Les. Allowing for EG to even bring a camera forward above the B door. As we're trying to find it for Les, this will be a great opportunity here to just waste that clock down, because if Loud does not want to make a move here. There you go. But Derek still has his drone. So he might start getting the position to use it here. But as the aftershock comes out, looks like Loud wants to execute in the B site right away. APOC repositioning on the left side of the cage, looking back, and as it comes down, he only has to go. Beautiful flash, but he can't get a kill. At least Derek is there to spam with the Ares towards the back of the site. Underhand flash, spotting Q6A, dropping him down. A 3-on-3 as Loud is still stuck on the lane, trying to move in the B site. Derek in the back, just trying to waste the clock down, waiting for his teammates to come in. A double jump down for Loud. A Joggable comes in from behind, though. 2 executions with the Ghost. 2 ace alone. Smoke is out. 1v1 towards the spawn. As he gets hit by the paranoia, Superman repositions again. And Tui's, he's gonna have to come up big here. Spike is down out in the open in the back of the B site. The other smoke disappears, the gun sticks out. Should be an easy kill. Took a bit, but at least got it done. Now pushing forward. Oh! Superman almost caught him! But Tui's pulls it right on time to get the Red Bull clutch.
And Superman has been him in these situations. Definitely a lot of pressure on Tui's there. Comes up huge, able to bring out the 2 frags required to get in there. And this was big. Going into the site, you could hear that the Viper gas was up. And the wall that they've been using as we watch the retake is really pressuring Evil Geniuses on Cat. 2 members of EG were still at Cat, wondering if this mid wall that Loud is using as they rotated to B was being pressured. Again, Loud throw this mid wall, and it's starting to play with the mind of EG here and whether or not somebody will be behind it. That's all you want. You want it to create that pressure. We get the Odin purchase out of nature, and he just keeps going. The ping's coming through, but that one too far away. Another Odin's everywhere.
Double Odin for the crossfire. All of Loud dropping like flies. Winning QCK and Kaozin on different extremities, even getting a ping out on Kaozin falling back. APOC is pushing forward. And now it seems as though your questions have been answered here, Ender. EG's here to fight back against Loud. Kyusuke hit by the Paranoid, falling back towards the catwalk. Dropped by Jogimo, covering his teammate as EG scores a flawless round.
2 Odins and an operator? Imagine losing this round. You would be asking for a loan at that point. EG put so much into this round, and they have the utility to back up Odins on both sides of the map here. And the things you need to do is you need to be able to catch Loud off guard, because Loud come at you fearless. They say that. They do everything to play styles to meta. And you gotta shoot fearless. 2 Odins across the map with an operator on short. They have locked down the defensive side there on that buy round.
Key thing for EG is that they always want to have fun here. It definitely shows until this time with that confidence, swinging out towards A main, punished right away as Jogimo falls, and that's up also down for EG.
They slow this one right down. It's still 3 for EG over towards A. Obviously, they've lost Jogimo now, but they continue to run this strategy. Happy with the retake it provides, and how they might be able to stop Loud here. And now we're going to get to see how Loud activates into A. It's basically impossible to be in here with everything coming through, and EG will not. So retake here from both sides. See how EG takes to this. It's going to be a long flank check here by APOP, so they have a little bit of time before they're diving into the site.
The first real test here for EG. What will the retake look like when you're playing such a default comp on Ascent? The Owl Drone getting nullified, but a null command set by Sadak down towards the generator. As Derek is trying to see if there's going to be a pinch around from the back. The late lurks were actually very prominent for Loud, but it's actually less, holding towards the gelato with the off angle behind the chairs, wins that fight. And that dwindles down the chances of EG for the retake. Derek's trying to make it a little bit expensive here, spraying towards the hell, almost connecting into others. Kawadzin's low on HP. Tui's is at 1. You know this fight's gonna go off no matter what. But if you can make it expensive, you'll be happy with the results so far for EG.
It's a matter of time right before we see the null command come in from Loud. Sadak has always been the one that focuses the ultimate orbs when they get A main control, when they go to B, focusing up, being able to take the site and deny your opponents any of their abilities. And it took Loud this round just a quick step, right? One step faster than they have been a few rounds, and they actually catch an operator with QCK's Sheriff. So you can see just by the half second, by the millisecond, what's kind of changing these rounds, and that was a great opening kill by Loud to bring that conversion in their favor. Towards top mid, still working the same wall here, and it looks like EG's back to a bit of a pistol round strat as Derek lets loose. Looking to just sort around here on the side of Loud, which way they're going, see if we can get any tags. Still have the operator online for Jogimo with Blade Storm right behind that.
They're actually playing hopscotch there above the Hunter's Fury beams, and they stayed alive. So that actually is great for Loud to continue to hold that pressure towards the A main. As Sadak was looking up for that 1v1 against Jogimo, the one that usually lurks alone on an initiator roll, still wins the opening kill on the attack with an operator on the attack, nonetheless.
B main control again for EG. They're getting a lot for free, but Loud is figuring this out, so it may actually punish them. Superman with that 6th sense after a ping says probably more than one person there to try for the 1v1, and they back up into B, but that's more info. Derek's ready to just lace anybody that comes through B main now, and that sonar bolt is up.
Meanwhile, there was a knife being thrown by Sadak towards A main, so he's trying to draw some defenders from EG towards this A side. There's a smoke out there, a mid-round pivot from Loud, all the way towards mid, run through the wall, but Superman could not even catch one. Les was solo on HP here, as Nature is going to look for the hero play. The underhand flash runs out, hit by the Paranoia. Beautiful read by Tui's and the rest of Loud. They'll get a plant here, as APOT can't score. He's backstabbed. So far, you're looking at this. EG's been so good on the timing, but Loud has been quicker on the draw.
Even looking for APOT there as Derek again from heaven tries to get a few more kills in. Tui should be able to find this. But yeah, looking for APOT on the late lurk, right? They had sight and they said, there's no way APOT's going through spawn. Let's look for him now, and still we're able to find him. Loud has a bit of a read now on the game. They've gotten EG stuck in the pace that Loud wants to play it.
You have to be quick on the reaction for both of those oppers. And
that's
again,
wild.
It's really Loud winning these duels.
Sadak hopping.
The fast flicks for the kills, tying the game 3-3, putting EG in a difficult position in terms of economy. Only a Bucky in hand of APOS, solo anchoring the B side while you have this select from EG. Bladestorm looking for aggression, potential trap play, the paranoia, the pinch from both ends. Cusick to his fall. Joggable continuing the backstab here, but stopped by Sadak and Kawazin on both extremities. The shot's missing a bit, allowing Superman to get that backstab onto Sadak. Now he's alone, isolating one, turns around for the kill into less. And it's Kawazin alone at 3 HP. The TP away so he could meet up with Apoth. And EG in a great spot for Thrifty.
Got the spike.
They got to know they've had to deliver the damage that's been done right now to Kawazin. Pressure on his shoulders. You have to imagine there's no way he swings this angle, right?
He's got a minute to work with. Oh. Well, now he's going to have to swing because that hat just came out. There's that second swing and Superman is there.
Oh my gosh. Just the tiniest bits of information escalating the fight one after the other, but EG's able to come up with it. A lot of damage being done here, and EG's still dipping into the bank account to go for 2 Odins and the operator. Incredibly suppressive across the map. You almost can't peek once you hear those Odins ringing out, and then when you do want to peek an angle, that's got the operator on it. So Loud needs to use their utility to get everywhere right now. In spots they don't want to be using utility. We saw that happen towards mid. Sadak was able to get the op peak, and that's what it's coming down to. Just contact operator peaks between these two. Let's see the start of this one again. The Odins ring out. And they are going to be faking a little bit towards A to start. Loud is, as they head now towards B. This main control, though.
Talking about with the contact and the kill. Apoth going backwards. Fade away call to QCK, and man, Loud cannot even move forward around the bend of Garage, of the B main. The underhand flag for a double peek. Too easy for Giacomo. Kawazin.
My God.
As well as another flawless closed in by EG.
The way they trade these rounds, you're like, oh man, now this team's being red. Now the EG doesn't have it, and EG comes back with 2 rounds like that. It doesn't even look like Loud knows which side of the map is theirs, because EG's already on the offensive side from defense here, pushing up into the Odin. Something you usually frown upon, but Giacomo is absolutely feeling himself right now. An incredible 4K on the solid. The vibes are so good right now for Evil Geniuses after that. We are going to get a Loud time out to sort out how they can start to organize around 2 Odins and an operator, right? Usually you're just fighting against utility, but you're not even seeing EG's util game right now. You're just catching bullets.
Also trap plays on Thrifties, as you saw from that push from the Bladestorm, and that was also not done behind a timeout from EG. They already had a game plan going through that one as, hey, if a Thrifty happens, if we have to eco, we might find a way to actually trap down Loud. And this is what I'm loving to see so far. You're not giving Loud an opportunity to really go for those big set executes that Loud is known for this composition.
Right.
Remember
no
when we talked about all those mollies and aftershocks and whatnot that's going on these executions against a team like Sentinels? We're like, oh my God, there's so much util. I don't know what to do against this. Well, they don't even have a time to set up.
Imagine they still try to go A. Let's put that on the table, is that they go A and one of these Odins is tree and you just shoot through the smoke and tree, right? And you still have the Sova if Derek is there. Once you need to get that retake going, they have a lot of solutions here just by putting the Odins in to what Loud wants to put on the table. All right, that 3-2 split. Loud's going to be over towards the right side. Hopefully, maybe faking a few people getting caught in the knife and then faking it out. Loud has not had the same success hitting A here on this Ascent match.
Trying to double initiator pressure towards the A main. You saw the setup from Kawazin here and Sadak trying to push down to see if the Opera's gonna be close. And while you're working the extremities, something that Loud also likes to do in their defaults now, working those extremities. Looks like we had an inkling for Derek. Went for the spray through the wall and already drops less. That's gonna make it difficult for the mid control right now for the mid round for Loud.
This wall that creates that kind of pressure all the time. If it's up, you have to wonder. No longer a care for EG, and now it's smoked. So you see Loud having to put different kind of controller utility there to keep that pressure up, keep EG thinking, and hopefully get the numbers correct on the A hit here.
They hit the leg shot there. Nature is spraying towards that tree, as you mentioned here, Venturi's already falls. Not really giving a chance once again for Loud to cross in the sight.
What are you gonna do? Especially on the low buy.
Exactly. Low buy Thrifty trying to make the economy expensive against EG, but EG continuing to be one step ahead. This shot missing, but the previous one was quite clean.
You can see, though, Jog's feeling it. Like, to go for quick peeks like that, trying to slide in and out, you know the player is feeling the groove right there. Backs up, though. Still plays it smart. Kalanzine.
All this a bait.
Little Guardian work. Yeah, Apoth always on the lurk.
Exactly. Give me a chance here for Apoth to come behind, but he gets and gives all that information, the paranoia even, just to secure the kill.
Yeah.
EG trying to slowly actually trying to find their groove, and we're actually getting it here.
And it is the question of what can Loud do now? Because you're dealing with so much chip damage. If it's not a full member down, you are chipped down somehow by this EG composition and these Odins or however they're firing through smokes before you start. There's such an advantage here that they have against Loud in these situations. Again, stacking 3 straight up in the front of A. Like you said, Vance, not giving Loud all this time to set up what they need for the strats. They can't just source the ult orbs that they need. Quite a few ultimates on this round, so they won't need it. But this should be Sadak running in, Rolling Thunder, and maybe even the Viper's Pit. So there's one.
Now they have to play shorties.
Great
Getting
paranoia.
Rolling Thunder. Jogimo trying to move in, a one and done pretty much. Manages to escape on time. Aftershock avoids it. Superman TPing on the top. Null Command comes out. They can't cross through. Now on the top of the brick, Superman is trying to close it down, waiting for Steven to come back. The fadeaway kill as he drops and finally gets traded off. A res comes out from Les. TP in the generator for Loud as they have the player advantage in the site. Also have a pit. Usually used towards the spawn, or should I say the heaven side. As you see it right now being depleted.
Spike planted.
Deployed as the Owl Drone also deployed from Derek. Looking for that Odin spray. But Les stays alive, full health and healthy. As the pit, it will also stay up.
Stay pop. Beautiful clutch kill right there.
There's that ping, even a recon dart's available for Derek. There's that second ping. Recon goes towards the back. The spray towards Dice as Apop wins that fight. Pit is still up as Les is trying to hold his ground behind his own pit.
Oh my god.
Running through. Apop is there for the trade.
What? He held down W and mouse 1 and said, trade me. That's all they needed to do. This is how insane it is with the Odin, how much pressure they can create, and they come through Apoth with a huge kill on the flank there. Pretty much helps secure this round, because then they can get in with the Cypher ult and the Sova utility. It doesn't matter if you have the Viper's Pit there. And can we say they just denied a complete Rolling Thunder with a paranoia? They Rolling Thundered to get into the site, and Loud stood at A main entrance. They were stuck. That's crazy. EG is reading them like a book right now. 7-3 here from the defensive side. Double Odin up back online.
Careful. And it's a great call with that paranoia, because that paranoia also allowed Superman to TP on the top of bricks, and that was unchecked, allowing EG to really hold their ground, not allowing Loud to cross over. Op continues to be equipped this time for Jogimo on the first layer of the bricks at A main. UCK giving his position away with the flash just to gain some space, fall back, and grab the ult.
Loud is, they just want those orbs now. They'll take a fight if it comes to them, but EG is going to just be kind of baiting that out. They've been pushing forward, getting in the face of Loud now, and now it's all quiet. Forcing Loud to make the move. Hearing those Odins. Striking fear into the heart.
The thing, too, for EG is when you're continuing to look at the setup for the Cypher, right, with this comp, look at where he's placing these trips. Not really too much towards the market, but let's hold that thought. Jogimo's looking for a play. Stops the ult from 2CK and looks for seconds. Hit now by the paranoia. Up, drafting away. Superman to save him by spraying behind from Dice into the smoke. Nature, meanwhile, pulled up his null command, not allowing Loud to add more utility for their initiation in the A site.
Here.
As things calms down,
30
it's
seconds left.
looking difficult here for Loud to regain the space back in the A site. Attention comes down to this play on Tree. Tui's walking forward as the wall comes down on the attack. Catching Nature off guard, but Nature able to survive. Allowing Jogimo to push forward. Finally gets traded out. 10 seconds left on the clock. That trip hit by Les. Superman with the third in a round. Wow. And EG is definitely looking clean now. He took a couple of rounds to warm up. You're definitely seeing a lot of clean shots here.
Before the switch.
Incredible to see what EG is putting on the server from last week to this week. There was slight desyncs and a few of the protocols. We're not even seeing any of that. any of that now. And the aggression from Jogamo, again, we said he felt online earlier with the way he's peeking. He's taking the entire fight by himself to start. You can say, you know, I might go down, doesn't matter. He is playing so effectively against the aggression that Loud wants to try.
I want to do it again. The recon dart into B link for a spray out from the link. The second one coming in from B main, but this time no contact. Loud stayed all the way back towards the spawn, waiting for that aggression coming out from EG to finally start activating outside of their spawn to gain position.
I mean, what can Loud do for this last round, right? They've tried to work mid a few times. They find Superman and Jogamo some. They try to work Cat. They find the Odin always of nature. It seems like mid wants to be a bit of a look this time. But they're going to go back to A. Walk the spike across here.
Nature's in a bad spot here. Hit by the flash, but able to throw a molly down. QCK's around the corner.
Yeah.
Still has one more. Actually doesn't have any flashes himself. QCK got dropped by Superman as Loud was looking to look for an execution in the A site. Fault line finally pushes Nature's away. Here is the ult canceled out. Jogamo with the headshot on the Kawazin with the Blade Storm, a second one up.
Oh my gosh.
These are quick rounds in the end for EG, but at the end of the day, it's always these trades where they come out on top.
Absolutely ridiculous play coming out of EG on that first round. Let's see if they can bring the momentum onto the attack side.
And that said, we'll have to see what will happen here on that second half. But so far, again, it's all this position that we've been talking about for EG, the aggression that comes out from either side. I mean, look at them being able to push out from B main. We'll have to talk about that Cypher later on, too. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to talk about it on the analyst desk as well at some point, but at least Loud is still all smiles.
Yeah, the way that Loud was not able to work the composition is a huge change, which shows you we got what we expected out of EEG and that they came to counter.
And now let's toss it to Ender, where he's got some stuff to say on the Telestrator.
Let's preview Loud's next half of defense using a game they've already played versus Sentinels. Loud's comp is all about being able to fight on 4 fronts, and there's 4 lanes that attackers can use on Ascent. First of all, you've got the solo selfish flashers of Phoenix and KO. You've got the Omen one-ways, that's 3. Then this poor little guy right here, Viper, needs some help, so you've got a fault line to be able to put him on the line. And Breach can move around the map, and especially from Market, influence just about everything. So as you get into this round, they end up holding that fault line for just a little bit, because Loud need to step forward for information. There, they use the fault line, peek on with it, and look to break the Killjoy turret. But the entire idea is about putting down this Viper's Pit for stall. But what do Loud do when they are faced with some aggression? They fast rotate into the site. Let's zoom in on that one because everyone is flooding out through CT. At the same time, Omen steps up in Tay. Reminder, to get information, they must move forward. That's exactly what they do on A in the majority of their rounds. The other interesting thing about how Loud like to play this B site is in past iterations of this team, last year, they would actually put down a Viper wall that allowed them to flood into the backside. Kind of went like that, and they could take that line in. Now they've got this powerful wall in mid, but because they're running the Phoenix, it allows them to throw that up right here from QCK. Check that out. He can flash through the wall, fight forward, or they can just flood into the backside. Previously, they played triple into backside, so Sentinels, they don't want to deal with that. They want to run away, but what are they doing? They're running straight into an Omen, lights out. Loud are going to play forward, and they're going to look to flood back in. EG must be ready.
Thank you so much, Ender, indeed. They talk about the preparation on the analyst desk before going to this game. What will EG bring out in this game? So a nice little breakdown as how Loud played the defensive side against Sentinels. Will they run the same thing this time around, and can EG be ready for that?
And an even different wall as well here that splits the site even more for a retake from that seaside that Ender was just talking about. Really cool stuff. So they aren't favoring the mid as much. Loud will now have to watch mid since they don't have that Sentinel, and Sadak's always wanted to do that. We know he'll do it on split, now on Ascent. They're gonna be pushing B though. That wall comes up.
Oh my God. Almost trying to get that trap play to allow Jogamo to get the kill into Market. Superman moved forward, caught one off guard, but misses a shot. That might be it for him right there. The fault line hits him, he gets stunned out, and he gets dropped down. Meanwhile, the rest of EG trying to trade it back. Nature moving forward, but there's a look from APOP. Nice kill on a Tutuis, but the other 2 has fallen down, leaving out Derek alone on a 3 versus 1. And again, catching players off guard, but when you miss those shots, it's easy for Loud to punish.
Really cool, like you said, going for a quick trap, trying to dive in and figure out who would be playing mid there. Wow, Sadak able to right that. Drop Jogamo as he came flying through. And since nobody from EG can close that gap, they kind of discombobulated the strat overall. And we saw Loud taking over, pushing around as Ender said they would on the other extremities. So how do they keep this going? Looks like we'll get those 0 points over towards A, a little bit of detection. Kawanzine playing that tree area so you can get fault lines on towards either side of the map. Yeah, a back and forth 0 point there. Oh my gosh, Vance.
Just trying to move forward here to build on some ult points. Sadak is able to get 1, 2 East falls. Meanwhile, everybody else from Loud closing in when Les won his duel against APOP towards B main. There's a double flank. Pretty much that happened. One on Cat, split off, the other one flanking from A main Nature. Capitalizing on 1 kill. But no plans for EG for their second round.
Loud pretty clean there, only losing a few easy weapons to pick back up, so that's going to be really nice for the economy as they start off here. And I think one of the things we see a lot from Loud is that once they get on the defensive side, they just have such incredible decision making in the moment that makes you really can't think they can win a situation. They pull around, they back up, wait for a flank. Their patience is incredible, and I think that's what makes them so strong, is they know how much time they have to work with. Awesome little one-way on the light there. They set up for Cat. But yeah, Loud knows exactly how much time they have to work with, and I think that's one of the things that makes them so dangerous. Here we get into round 15. Just a 2-3 split. Trying to get some pop flashes around. A lot of times, once you get your KO on Cat, there's a lot of areas you can get a really nice flash to. Especially if Jogamo starts to head towards mid. Another wall from Loud. They keep switching it up. Definitely keeping EG guessing too. Gonna cover a bit of mid, but also make them weave into that A section of main to make it hard. We're getting down to a minute here, so EG's gonna have to consider Loud will start to anchor the sights a little bit more, and it's gonna be tougher to get him out.
At the minute mark, look at the activation of Loud pushing out on the extremities, looking for a potential late flank once again. But Superman is waiting right here while EG now working the map. It's now up to Loud to try to find that information in the mid round, and there's that first contact out in the open. So that gets caught, but manages to fall back on time. Kawanzine down to 24-2 as APOP push forward towards B main, giving a chance now for EG to pick up the spike, flood back within B, and go for this plant.
Really nice market flood. Fans, I could see this being something that EG does constantly. With no Sentinel utility here for Loud, they can mess with mid a lot of this game and give Loud trouble. Here, a full push through. We'll see the retake.
1 for 1. Nice, beautiful double swing that comes out from Loud. Superman waiting for the first contact for the player on lane to throw out the paranoia out. Now the aftershock flushing out towards Logs. Loud looking to move in any second now. APOP here's a TP across, Jogamo hiding in the smoke just by the bottom of the staircase, but Loud are just running in one by one. And with the clock ticking down on his spike, it's making it so difficult here for Loud to move in. Sadak's gonna be the last player staying with no bullets left in the chamber of the Stinger, and EG, they convert their gun round.
Jogamo almost getting another 4K there, stepping forward. Ready to take the fight to Loud as they try to flood in. That was almost 3 of them towards Switch there as they were covering each other, trying to trade, but EG is still finding the openings and finding the back of Loud, which is usually quite a hard thing to do. They trade hard. They're very good at anchoring each other's frags. And EG is just finding their way under Loud's skin here. Round 4, weapons on both sides. Not really any low armor to look at except for Nature and Sadak here. Bit of a different change. EG just puts the 3 members over towards the B side now. And another look from Loud. We've seen this wall before, able to cover Cat and lane side of B and stop that mid pressure a little bit that EG was just taking.
And they walk out for contact. Never expected it. Jogamo got denied right away, and there was no trade coming out. Owl drone, at least from Nature. Here's the footsteps of players running away inside market to B. But losing Jogamo early is going to hurt EG right now. QCK playing on the other side of Cat. Here's a weapon being dropped and picked up here for Nature to fall back, and still have to work this map here for EG. They have this protocol is still holding the extremities and using the middle for control.
And so many, EG's ready to take so many 1v1s. 1B main, 1A main. 2 members, however, trading in mid, but you just see how confident they are to push all extremities right now with this mid pressure happening.
Nature flashing out towards the spawn, even a recon dart to see if they can maybe start pushing towards the spawn. That's why we don't really see the smoke. Well, there you go. It finally comes out from M2. Out from Superman. And now we'll pivot EG now to try to work towards this B site, but the runways this time is on the staircase of the B site. Works out quite well. Apoth couldn't get the lurk in, and with 16 seconds left, it's really not giving any chance for EG to move through, yet they're still committing to it. Aftershock comes out, less supporting Kawadzin in the back of the B site. And that should be the name of the game. Save the last two if you can. We've already lost Nature, but Loud has a flawless in the end.
What a nice... You had to jinx it, didn't you?
Yeah, you know.
What a nice round from Loud, though. Honestly, we were saying that EG's confident. I was saying they're confident. They're pushing the sides. They're ready to take 1v1s. And Loud recognizes that a bit as well. EG's hot right now. You don't just peek corners against a team that's flowing like this. So Loud backs up into the site, causes EG to walk into a little bit more of the danger zone, and then they start collapsing on EG, which is not what EG has been presented with the first few rounds. Loud's been getting up in their face, losing the trades. EG has a better time getting into sight, and they don't have to use as much util. Their Loud made EG work for it, and EG could not find the answer.
It almost feels like the script kind of flipped a bit here because it's now Loud bringing the fight to EG on defense, where EG was really trying to go for the setup plays. Again, looking for that cat control, being surprised by QCK, moving very slowly after losing Jogimo. Okay, we're just going to move and get our ones, but not really trying to do those funnies of sliding out, pushing through double swings, going for the trades. And if you listen to those EG comms in that game against G2, Potter mentions that through her timeouts towards the end. Like, really try to work together, gas each other up, be confident, play to win, don't play to lose.
Get those vibes. Don't be bums.
Exactly.
They're bums, as Nature would say. The Loud fans ready to see a few rounds come back in their favor here. They do have Sadok's null command. Beautiful retake for a site there. Less just one off an orb if they can gain B main control. If we remember how much EG used that on defense to control the map and understand where Loud was going, we'll see if Loud starts to get themselves some main control to turn the map around. All right, we're in. Apoth's gonna be on that side. A 4-1 split from EG. And yeah, they will. They start to pressure, even playing anti-flash in there. Kawadzin is ready with less. Oh my word.
Usually on these timeouts, you're trying to make plays. So Apoth is solo with this Guardian on the B site, where they're just waiting patiently to maybe flood towards this A site. But Apoth just got caught, just got dropped. And there's that jump peek from QCK, spotting the remaining roster of EG, holding towards the A site, controlling this orb, grabbing the Blade Storm for Jogimo.
This really allows Loud to just kind of solidify their members in a site. You get the peak mid from Kawadzin, so they don't get the lurk that EG has had a few rounds before. And they have all pretty much a retake utility now.
So they'll Molly, Paranoia, and allow the Blade Storm to come out. That gets instantly denied by Sadok with the null command on the top of heaven. So really, EG, all they can do right now is try to gain the space and try to get a plant. Superman with the hero rifle at the dice with this Vandal. Plan attempted. There's that flush up utility. Aftershock even baited out. EG looking for a second attempt, but flashes after flashes from
Spike's
Loud,
not
but
down.
Superman is there once again at the dice. Derek also gets a trade-off onto Superman, but here comes the lurk, the flank from QCK. The 1v1 towards the back, and Jogimo is ready for it. Now we have a 3 versus 1. Tui's alone, spotting that Nature up towards that dice. Only the Blade Storm left the line, dropped! And it's a Sheriff from Derek, a 1v1 against Tui's here. Recon dart. Tui's is gonna make noise, so Derek's gonna repivot now towards the back of the generator, swings out, and gets tagged a bit by the Vandal. The drop out from Tui's after, and Derek comes in with the headshot! Deflected from EG!
How crispy has this guy been since joining EG? Said, you know, I really didn't think I'd be playing for a team, and then I was playing some games at 6 a.m. and I got a message, so I had a cup of coffee and tried out. Well, it worked. It worked. Potter very happy she made that message that DM'd to Derek to get him on EG. Right there, we see one of the results. Feeling it.
There's that happiness.
Yep, there's that happiness. 11-6-2.
A little bit less there.
Night and day. You see the back and forth, the give and take right now. And right now, EG is taking 4 ultimates ready for them as they start this round. As again, pressure from Loud. They're trying to get a hold of the extremities to slow Evil Geniuses down and get a few more rounds back in their favor here on defense. Less's ultimate could control B main, but don't know if they want to use it just yet because EG has been so confident at just taking another site when they have the chance. Drone up mid.
Yeah, EG continues to work this middle.
Yeah.
A couple of them got hit by a paranoid coming out from the A main side. Now that's Superman moving forward, and they're looking for a trap play into tree, but Superman's gonna get caught as he swings out. Caster bless, baby, but gets traded out by Tui's. There's that execution back towards the tree. The Hunter's Fury to try to flush out towards the A main, but Sadak was waiting towards the back of the spawn. Yeah. Advantage still for Loud.
What a push here from Tui's. This could really be a big portion of the round if he's not detected. And now they have to look A main, so it's kind of fizzled out here of his push, but still could have a huge pincer movement once they get themselves into position. Let's see how big Apoth can sell what he's doing over at B.
Yeah, this is definitely where it gets difficult for EG. Left. Now they have to make the move, and as they move slowly here, time is against them, and we're playing so passively for Loud. Off angles.
Oh my gosh.
Out towards the spawn. A TP out towards B. This fake was sold.
They're gonna go back to A.
10 seconds left.
Oh my gosh, they get away, but that means that's another for sight. Apoth is gonna be able to get less, Vance.
Wait, but now he's pinned towards the B side while everybody else from Loud has pivoted towards the A side. Beautiful hat here. That's gonna help the two players remaining in the A side for EG. Nature and Derek have doing the work together. Apoth closing the gap, running for support. There's the aftershock coming out, and it's only Nature alone now as Derek is hiding for cover under the smoke towards Hell. The flank out from Apoth, but it's a 1-for-1. Derek in another opportunity to clutch, this time on a 2 versus 1. The tap on that spike first, looks for that spray. Now as the smoke dissipates, the defuse will come out.
Oof. What a round. Really cool back and forth from EG, but awesome use of utility by Loud to completely nullify if anybody could be under in Hell. They use the fragmentation grenade and a little bit extra damage with that aftershock, and they make sure nobody can be hiding underneath. Great use of utility to retake.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna see it right here, but that Derek 2v1 clutch where he actually couldn't get that wallbang spray into the diffuser, that's the respect also that EG is giving to Loud, knowing that planning in those positions, the aftershock could flush them out, Molly's could flush them out, and as they're inching towards the site, they wanted to be ready for that with the clock against them, so it's for them, it was to play it safe for EG, and playing it safe this time around as well. Apoth trying to walk over through this smoke, gets tapped down to 11 HP.
Push back, Loud playing very retake heavy here. It's just gonna be one inside, Jog!
The helicopter Bucky moves forward with Superman on the second kill at the Tui's. A lower buy from EG looking to get converted as Apoth is pushing forward. That 11 HP works wonders now for EG. Rolling Thunder out, Derek with the off angle. Les is alone, but Les manages to still get that kill onto Derek. 1 HP remaining. Jogimo still low on the bind, still with this Bucky. Is playing it close on that spike. First contact will potentially be Superman here. Unless Jogimo wants to swing out. There is that peek, and Jogimo swings out for the kill. EG are now at match point.
Absolutely blistering speed from EG on that last round. Like, Loud was trying to back up. We saw QCK take a reposition, and then Jogimo was on him. Literally on generator with him at the same time. Loud's gonna go ahead and call a timeout again here, as backs are against the wall for a final point. And yeah, just how quick they're behind enemy lines is throwing Loud for a loop, and that is not something we're used to seeing. You do not get behind Loud enemy lines very easily here. EG really, really solid with how they're running strategies, and Loud cannot seem to catch up at this point. 5 rounds to get themselves to an OT here. Maybe if they invest in the OT spray, possibility becomes greater. 1%, remember, for 100% for $1.
That's a steal.
It is. It really is. It's crazy valuation, though. They were wrong.
But this is their last time out for sure here for Loud. On this map, 5 chances for EG to close this off here, and you definitely saw off, these lower buys that EG keep converting this game against Loud puts them in a very difficult position. Once we move back in the game, you'll see there's not much money left on the board here for Loud to work with. So this is going to be the most crucial timeout for Loud to try to close this, because remember, this is the last timeout. So not only you have to fight for OT, you're going to have to try to win OT with none of these timeout chances left. Maybe working behind here, this Phoenix ult on the defense, maybe some sort of trap play Tui's is there to set up on the A side too. Looks like we're pivoting differently now. It's like them working towards a tree.
Yeah, it's like Loud hasn't even been able to use Less's ult, really. They're just wondering what round it would be good and how would it affect EG, because it doesn't really seem like it will, right? EG just goes to the other site again so fast, so orchestrated. It would be tough to use it if you're not already making the retake happen. So let's see here. What can Nature call for the last round on Ascent against this Loud composition? They're still staying with the spike down to just get as much util out, drain this initiator retake. They're realizing that Loud's getting back in by having that freedom of utility that they can dump into the site just as if they were hitting from the attack side. So EG saying, give us all you got, and then we'll re-hit in a second.
Yeah, and the protocols of EG are there despite them at map point, knowing that the economy's low here for Loud. They're still using their due diligence and utility to even bring up the ult points as Derek grabs that orb. Apop now moving forward, the Outlaw connecting onto Less. The lurk play coming out from EG once again capitalized. Underhand flash as Apop is trying to tap on that spike. Sees now that the judge is towards the B site. That might be the opener now for EG to execute an A. Paranoia and a knife. They realize now that the site's open.
30 seconds left.
Going for that clean plan now for A main.
Yeah, fully in sight. So still retake here gonna happen from Loud. 0 point gives them an idea, but a lot of this lower hell utility is already being used.
Run it back now. Derek with the lineup. Cancels the run it back, even gets a kill on top of that. Swinging back and forth, spots two players, the last two of Loud, up towards the tree. Smoke being thrown, Jogimo and Nature with the last two kills. EG upsetting Loud on Ascent.
What a match from Evil Geniuses. Incredible stuff that they're able to bring to the table here, and having to fix quite a few things in the protocol area. They did from last week. If we remember, during the cast of Sentinels versus Loud, a message came up in that chat box from one of the players that said, what was it? Oh my God, this util is insane. We can't do anything in sight, right? EG prevented Loud from finding that util again. They were not able to run this composition like it was ran before. And that is a big thing. And I guess that's what you expect from Evil Geniuses and Potter when they come in to counter a team.
Oh yeah, and EG did a great job as well to just help and hold back here and fade out the utility too on the attack. So doing a great job, EG, once again, winning the first map on Ascent. Icebox is coming up next, and that's EG's map pick.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plan's Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.